What up, people? I got one question. To the guys who have heard of Kevin Samuels, I ask you this. Have you heard of Tommy Sotomayor? He's a guy I watched before knowing about Kevin Samuels. Even though I consider Kevin Samuels the most popular man who spoke the truth. Now I sound like the people who can't speak, who can't say respect right. The truth. Who spoke the truth about what men want and what we need from a woman. First, I can say this honestly. I watched Tommy Sotomayor spoke about how most men hate hair weave. How we have a limited option of women that are not obese, that claim to be thick. Ones who have tattoos like men have tattoos. Ones who have bad attitudes and all that. It started, and I barely realized this like last month. It started with Tommy Sotomayor. Then he he had so many damn channels that I stopped searching for him. So I can say that. But I just want to play a snippet of him off Fresh and Fit, the show where I found Kevin Samuels off of Fresh and Fit.
Movie 300 was a perfect example of this. The hunchback said, "I want to fight with you." And he said, Leonidas said, "Lift up your sword. I mean your shield." And he couldn't. And he said, "A phalanx works like this. Every man has to be there to protect the other. If there's a weak link in the phalanx, the whole thing goes down." So he was a man just like them, but they said he didn't meet the standard. And they do it all the time to us as men. We get cut from the basketball team because we're not good enough. We don't go around complaining.
Yep.
But women will say, well, it's not fair. That's why I was saying earlier, y'all speak from emotions. Men speak from either you're good enough to do it or you're not. Women talk to us like they understand that when they're talking to men. They will tell a man, look, I'm not interested in you, I'm interested in him. He has what I want, you don't, you lose. And we have to accept it.
Yep.
But when men decide they want the same standard, women say, that's not fair, that's sexist, you're colorist, you're racist, you hate yourself. They use emotional arguments with no logic involved. You just said if a woman wants to do it, she should be able to do it. Fuck your wants. Can you do it? Your want should not have, I want to be in the NBA. Should I just let me just go out there and play because I want it?
Well, logically, it wouldn't only be based on the want. It would be the want and the ability.
But the ability is not there.
An overarching theme that because she's a woman, she cannot.
Because if the rate, like right now again, y'all are watching a man who's dressed as a woman taking suppression hormone blockers, and he's destroying the women in just swimming. If y'all believe what you're saying, then why not let men play in the WNBA? There would be no WNBA. It would just be the NBA, and everybody who's good enough would play. Yet there's not one woman good enough to play in the NBA. Not one. Out of all the women, and there are more women in the United States than men. So you mean to tell me there's not one woman, but you still want to tell me about it's wrong to generalize? Well, how about this? Get one woman that can play in the league.
So we can't train hard enough.
Who's stopping women from training right now?
No, but I'm saying, like, you're
not what you're saying. Let's talk about what actually has happened through the history of Earth.
Okay.
Is there one woman played in the NBA?
No.
One woman played in the NFL?
No.
One woman played in Major League Baseball?
No.
So
is there
why
one
not?
guy working at Hooters?
You're keeping him from doing it. He can do it. That makes no sense. Y'all, hold on a second.
Yeah.
For a woman to work at Hooters, you could be dumb as a box of rocks. All you got to do is be willing to wear skimpy outfits.
That's true.
My God.
That's true. That was a terrible argument.
Again, that's why I said it's hard to have a woman with an emotional argument.
The
man is the manager.
Exactly.
He's back.
Ladies, I mean, it's simple as this.
And the cook. And
All we're saying,
I feel like
there you go with our feel.
merch.
I feel like we'll talk about stats, and I brought up stats.
Yep.
The person responded to my stats with I feel.
Right, because I don't have a factual anything to fall
That's
back.
why men stop
like
having
that.
the
Women think with
conversation.
emotions
That's why
and not
men
facts.
don't jump in a conversation in which a man stated facts unless they could argue those facts. They wouldn't say I feel, because your feelings have nothing to do with facts. As a matter of fact, the reason why most of us are having fucked up relationships, single, or doing the most fucked up shit online, all crazy shit, and been in 1999,000 different relationships, because we felt that nigga we fucked that night was the best nigga, and he ended up wasn't. We felt like I was gonna be with this nigga for the rest of his life, and he wasn't. We felt like this nigga was gonna take care of his kids, and he didn't. So let's not talk about how we feel, because we got a long laundry list of our feelings being fucking wrong.
Yeah.
There are few
Teachers,
male
whatever, maybe.
teachers sleeping with students today than female teachers sleeping with students.
That's true.
Yet the problem is we won't bring out that number one. Of course. But number two, we think that it's a cool thing that the boy got to sleep with. I told a story about being molested as a 10-year-old on my show. People said, you got lucky and he must be gay if he didn't like it. I was 10 years old.
They told you that?
Yes.
Holy shit.
They would come on the internet. Look, you tell he gay. He didn't like it. I was 10. Why would you think that was okay? But nobody would ever say, if a girl said, when I was 10, I was raped by my male babysitter, nobody gonna say, was he fine? We wanted a society to work at its optimal, to this optimal capacity. We would want to put everybody in the best position possible, not worry about how someone feels.
Bam.
Because anybody that's been in the military or in any fighting situation will tell you, how you feel can get us both killed. Women think being submissive and following is a bad thing.
Not at all.
Well, some of them today think that these words are bad words. They think that these words are bad. But guess who submits more than anybody? Men. Men submit to their wife because they could whoop their ass if they wanted to get them to do whatever they want to. But they lower themselves and they say, I'm not going to handle this thing with what I'm better at, which is physicality. Because women will get into an argument with a man and they will go to their best feature, which is they can manipulate a man. So they're going to use their strength and you're going to hold yours back. Number one. Number two, you have a military general. That military general will lead 20,000 men. Guess what those 20,000 men are? Followers. That one man is telling them to run into battle. They have all these people who are telling them what to do, and men will. A basketball player, Kevin Durant, is listening to a coach who Kevin makes $30 million a year. His coach makes 10. He's listening to that man who makes less than him and was not as great a basketball player as him. And him and the rest of those 13 to 15 guys go out and listen to his orders. We follow it because we believe that he's been put in that position for a reason. And we do it every day. So whenever women try to argue against this and talk about misogyny and stuff like that, understand that nobody follows orders more than men.
Yeah.
Finding him and Kevin Samuels made me realize I don't have an issue. If I love black women and I couldn't find one with real hair, or I couldn't lock down one that had real hair, because most of the dark-skinned ones with the natural long hair wanted mixed kids, and that got on my nerves. And then if they came close, it was ones that just had attitude, or they were too fat to keep my attraction. But if you realize, if you're a woman and you got the fake stuff on, you attract a guy, they are going to keep pursuing until they get you in the bed. Then nothing matters. Whether they want to keep spending time with you or if they just want to, move on to the next. Women don't realize that. You may have tricked him with your fake stuff, and they're going to keep pursuing to get what they wanted. And I try to tell this to my female cousins. I try to tell this to old female friends, because now I don't believe in female friends. Like, whatever a man sees you, how you are, you change that, there's a chance they may look at you like a different person. We may look at you Like you are not the person we met. But I'm getting off topic. Sotomayor, I acknowledge that you were the first. If you want to say the first of RedPill, first of speaking up for men, as far as I know, on YouTube, you are. Thank you. But Kevin Samuels is the Godfather.